If the Patriots are going to snap their 2-game losing streak, they'll have to do it on the road, as they're off to face the Bengals, who still currently hold the #1 pick in next year's draft. We'll see if any of our experts think an upset might be brewing in a moment, but first let's take a quick peek at a few numbers. Let's start with the Bengals, who do at least have one offensive weapon that on paper has an advantage against New England's defense.
Mixon up the middle, touchdown Cincinnati. And the Bengals grab the lead.
Joe Mixon had by far his best game of the year last week, 146 rushing yards on 6.9 yards per carry. He did that against a Browns defense that's been pretty bad at stopping the run, but New England has been easier to run on than pass on this year, though they did hold KC's ground game in check last week. But that doesn't really say much, being they don't really have much of a ground game. What the Pats defense has excelled at is stopping the pass.
As Mahomes flings it, and it's picked off as Jackson jumps in front.
New England did an admirable job against Patrick Mahomes last week, picking him off and holding him to an 83.6 passer rating. They sacked Mahomes once, which adds to a sack total that ranks 6th in the NFL, and did a good job of pressuring him throughout the game. That pressure will likely play a significant factor this week because the Bengals have had all sorts of trouble keeping their QBs clean this season.
Dalton looking that way, and down he goes. Sacked back at the 30 by Richardson.
Andy Dalton was sacked twice last week, the Bengals on the season giving up the 7th most sacks in the league. So it's a statistical mismatch New England would like to take advantage of. But what everyone will be watching when it comes to the Patriots will be their sputtering offense, which again failed to produce in the box score or on the scoreboard. Tom Brady only mustered 169 yards through the air, his passer rating was in the low 60s, and he averaged just 4.7 yards per pass attempt. They face a little bit of a no-win situation in this because if they break out, it'll be against a defense that ranks near the bottom of the league in most key categories. However, Cincinnati's D has been playing better of late. They held Baker Mayfield to a paltry 38.9 passer rating, and they haven't given up more than 210 passing yards in 3 straight games now. With that said, it would still be a monumental upset if the Bengals pulled out a win over the Pats, no matter how bad they've been struggling. So, do any of our experts think they can pull it off?
Get to Bolden. Matthew tries to shove him out. It's a touchdown. He got the punt.